Today, we're going to connect two headlines that, on the surface, have absolutely nothing to do with each other. One's about a really personal feud in the Senate, and the other is about a controversial joke a president made. But, believe it or not, when you put them together, they reveal something pretty big about our politics right now. So let's get into it.
So, what on earth connects Benadryl and peanut butter pancakes to a joke about Pearl Harbor? I know it sounds like the setup to a really weird joke, but just stick with me here, because by the end of this, you'll see exactly how these two bizarre moments are connected. All right, so first up, let's talk about how huge political decisions can sometimes just boil down to, well, feelings. Our first case study takes us right inside the U.S. Senate. Get this, we're not talking about some deep disagreement over policy here. Nope. The whole reason a major appointment could get derailed is that one senator called another one a snake, and he just flat out refuses to say sorry. It's a personal grudge playing out on a national stage. You know, this quote from a commentator really just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures that frustration, right? When these kinds of petty personal fights start to completely overshadow the actual substantive debate, it's no wonder people are left wishing for something bigger. So to really get why this personal thing became such a big deal, you kind of have to understand the personality at the heart of it. So let's talk about the senator in question, Markwayne Mullin. Yeah, this is not your typical politician. We're talking about an ex-MMA fighter who has literally tried to start a fight during a hearing. He runs these super intense 6:30 a.m. workouts for his colleagues where the one rule is no talking politics. If you do, you owe burpees. It's this very unconventional, very confrontational style that's at the absolute center of this whole debate. And this right here, this is the core of it, the official reason people are objecting to his appointment. It's not his voting record. It's not his ideology. It is explicitly about his temperament, his personality, his style. The political has become deeply, deeply personal. Okay, so we have this political battle that's not even being fought over policy, but over one guy's personality. And this trend where personality totally eclipses substance, well, it isn't just happening in the Senate, it goes all the way up to the Oval Office, which brings us to our second story. So picture this. We're in the Oval Office. Former President Trump is sitting with the Prime Minister of Japan. A reporter asks a pretty standard question, about why allies weren't warned about a military operation. And in response, the former president turns to the Japanese Prime Minister and makes a joke referencing Pearl Harbor. It was a really provocative thing to say, and it sent these immediate shockwaves. But the reactions were just as telling as the comment itself. The reaction was just instant and completely divided. One side thought the comment was shocking, but, hilarious, like a clever comeback to a dumb question. The other side was just horrified, arguing that no other president from either party would ever say something like that. It was the exact same moment, seen through two totally different realities. And commentators pretty quickly started calling this a litmus test. The idea is that your gut reaction, whether you laughed or you were horrified, it wasn't really about the joke. It was an instant declaration of your political tribe. It revealed which side you're on, with zero room for any nuance. All right, so let's bring these two threads together. How do these two moments, one in the Senate, one in the Oval Office, connect to paint a bigger picture of our politics today? So what is the common thread here? What really connects these two things? Let's just break it down. With Senator Mullin, the judgment isn't about his policies, it's about his personal temperament. With former President Trump, the reaction isn't really about diplomatic protocol. It's a test of your partisan allegiance. See the pattern? In both cases, the actual substance just gets lost. It all becomes about the personality and how you feel about that personality. And this is the key takeaway. These stories, they reveal this really powerful trend. We are increasingly judging political events not on their substance or their merit, but through these super personal and partisan filters of personality and tribal loyalty. And that leaves us with a pretty important question to think about. If every single political act, from a personal insult to an off-the-cuff joke, just becomes another litmus test for loyalty, what happens to common ground? Is there any room left for actual debate? It's definitely something worth considering.